My name is Joyce Bull, and my dad was Bill Biggs. My dad was Bill Biggs, brought up in Ravenstone Church, joined the choir at 8 as a choir boy, and then as a young man was taught the organ by Mr. Inwood, became the organist when Mr. Inwood had taught him to play, and then became the choir master and encouraged and tried to bring up the choir until it was very good, well-known choir, actually, in the area. Yes, so when he grew up and was earning a bit of money, he went, and they used to call it the Never Never, didn't they? To pay Never Never, weekly, or when they could, and bought a piano. So he'd got a piano. So eventually I learnt on that piano. One of my sons learned, the other one didn't. His son learned to play, and his daughter. But he was always a bricklayer until, of course, he did go into the forces in the war. I did tell you what year, didn't I? He had about 3 years, the last 3 years of the war, in the Air Force, as a bricklayer, I think, really. That was what he was doing, yes. And he actually went abroad into France and into the mountains, I remember, doing his job, yes. But he was a lovely man. Everybody liked him, yes, he was. He was 42. It was the oldest anybody was called up. 42 was the oldest. And in the war, because bricklaying stopped, I believe, and my mum got him a job. My mum was a weaver, and my mum got him a job learning to weave at the same factory, Clutson's factory, I think it was. And it wasn't, what's the word now, exempt job. And somebody offered him a job elsewhere, I can't remember where. Somebody offered him a job that would be exempt, but he wouldn't accept it. He said, nobody's going to say Bill Biggs was a coward. My mum came from Birmingham with her family and met my dad, they told me, at some social event. I mean, this is going back a long way. I met my dad, and she was out with a friend she'd never been out with before or never went out with again, but she knew my dad. So that's how they met. And by then she was living in a boarding house. Her mother and her father died young. She was only 16 when her mother died, and her dad died when she was 9. So my granny, who lived in Ravenstone, the last house on Main Street, gave her a home. So she lived with my dad. Not with him, but, in my granny's house, and got married from there. And got married on, actually, it's 1924, so this year will be going back 100 years, won't it? My mum was Nellie, just Nellie Bate, little and a small lady, and they were married here, yes. They were married in this church, yes. Yes, and my dad was christened in this church, and his brothers. I was christened in this church. My sons were christened in this church, because we still came to this church when we left the village. We used to catch the bus, the 6 o'clock bus down on a Sunday night. I used to bike down in the morning to Sunday school and choir when I was in it. And then at night we'd catch the 6 o'clock bus to Ashby that came through Ravenstone.